Welcome back. One of the most interesting things that I find for when artists are creating something is how they create it. So Robert Tanner used to use actual raw materials for when he sculpted his dolls in the past. But now, fast forward to the modern age, he digitally sculpts right on his computer. He finds that it is such a easier way for him to work, and he really likes it. And so when I visited his office, his studio back in 2019, I got to peek over his shoulder and film for about 20 minutes. Watching Robert, he created an example. So it wasn't any doll that we know of today, but he created an example to show us how he digitally sculpts his dolls. I think the process is fascinating, and also it's just because we're at Tanner Fest, it is so interesting to see how Robert Tanner does it. Now, this footage was from 2019, and of course, Robert is always on the forefront of new technology. So I showed him the footage and he said, yep, this is the same program that I use. This is the same way that I sculpt my dolls. Go ahead and show him. So I hope you enjoy this footage. It's almost like an ASMR type of video because we get to sit there and listen to Robert's soothing voice, zone out as he sculpts a face on his computer, and see how his process and what he thinks and how he does it. I do ask a couple of questions throughout the process, but I wasn't sure exactly what to ask because it's just such a new realm for me. So I hope you enjoy getting a peek at Robert Tanner's sculpting process, and we hope you are having the most fun at Tanner Fest 2023. Hello, Virtual Doll Convention. We are back with our next seminar program with Robert Tanner here live in his studio. Hi, Robert.
Hey.
Hey, thank you for bringing us in here today.
Oh, my pleasure.
So you do something very cool, which is sculpting on your computer.
Yes.
We're so excited to learn about this. So you're going to show us how you sculpt on your computer.
And I'm still learning about it. But I've been working on this with this program for about 10 years. This is a program called ZBrush.
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 Okay.
And, if you want to go on, if you're interested, go online and look it up. It's an incredible company, and it's incredible software. It's a software for artists, made by artists. So we're waiting for it to come up. Here's how the screen comes up. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to hide this. I'm going to come over here to document. I'm going to get rid of the color there, and I'm going to go back to document. I'm going to make it double size. So we're sculpting on the whole screen. We're going to sculpt the head today.
Cool.
And it's going to be a very quick sculpt, but I want to show you what we're doing. So this is my setup. This is a Wacom Cintiq tablet. As you can see, it's big and it's powerful, and it's what I need for sculpting.
Okay.
I love this thing, but I get this thing closer to me.
Oh, how neat.
Yeah. So I can use it more like a tablet or a drawing pad or something like this. This is my touch-sensitive pen, and here we go. So I'm going to start with a sphere, and I just draw it out like that. I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to come over here and change color. So it's a nice gray. So this is easier the gray color is easier for me to see lights and darks and texture on. Let's get rid of, it's kind of got a lot of shadow there. I want to get rid of some of that. So I'm going to go here and take away the shadows. So it's less shadow. All right. I'm going to put a floor in so I know where the head is facing and all that. So that's a floor. And let's straighten up the floor. Oops. And there we go. First thing I'm going to do is subdivide this. I don't want to get too technical, but what I just did smooths out the thing. I'm going to press X on my keyboard, which makes this symmetry. So anything I do on one side, all right. The machine just reminded me I have to go up here and make it a Polymesh 3D. Again, if you get into it, you'll know what that is, but not important. So I'm going to go to my move brush. So by going up here and pressing the brush, it gives me different ways to sculpt. So this is basically a push and pull brush. And it's on both sides. Okay. And you see there?
Oh, how neat.
Yeah, so now I'm pulling out for a chin, and I'm going to do this quick. So we're going from a ball to a basic head shape. Let me see, what should we do? Should we do a little girl, or should we do a fashion lady? Or
Let's do a little girl.
A little girl. All right. Give her less chin. What I want to do now is just get the basic head shape. So I'm going to go back up to my brushes. I'm going to pull this, it's called clay buildup. Take this down, and this is what's so cool about this. I work on one side. It mirrors it on the other side. Okay, eye sockets, real short. Let's give her a little puggy nose, and let's give her nice full lips. Turning to the side, that doesn't look good, so we have to give her this. Let's work on the bridge a little bit. Give her more of a bridge of the nose. Even the eyes just a little bit. Build out the nose a little bit. Let's give her a little chin here, but get rid of, that so she's cuter. Give her some cheeks. Now, I press this. This is kind of a melting key on the keyboard, which will melt everything. So it smooths out. It works as a smoothing brush. And then come back. And this is how I start on every single project I do.
How long have you been doing it like this?
Full time, I've been probably 6 years. I've been doing nothing but ZBrush for heads. No more clay for me. I'm a lazy artist, and this works much easier for me.
So you don't miss the clay?
Not at all.
Interesting.
Yeah, people ask me that all the time, but I the clay was just a way to get to a final thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
so this for you is just so much more efficient
and much more fun. Yeah, because I have more control on this. Clay is like clay wants to control. It's like the fabric I was talking about. Another fabric wants to control it. So, and clay wants to control, but this way I have control. Anyway, so you get the basic head shape. Let's. I'm going to do this. Let's pull out some ears. Oops. I got a little bit of ear shape there on both sides. It's just a process of, adding and removing. It's like I did on clay. It really is. It's just
so much faster.
It's really
Look at you
fast.
just cruising along.
Yeah. And let me see.
Now, can you do like edit, delete when you?
What's so cool about this
it?
is I can undo.
That's so nice.
There's a history button here, so I can just pull the history button back.
Oh my gosh!
Or
And then you can go forward.
I can go forward, or
So
I can
cool.
remove the last thing I did and then add it back in. The melting tool again. Let's go to Damien Standard. This is a good brush. This is like a sharp tool in clay. Let's give her big eyes. And let's give her some nostrils so she can breathe. And then a little bit of a smile. Okay, so it's starting to get to look a little bit more. Define the nostrils. Okay, I know she's scary still, but let's... and that's just to get a basic idea. Define her ears a little bit.
When this idea was first brought to you, what did you think?
About ZBrush?
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd ever be able to. It never occurred to me that I'd be able to do it, and that I would be sculpting this way at one time. But it's, the more I thought about it, the more I saw it, it was the only way. And now it's industry standard. It's been industry standard for years, not just in toys, but in CGI sort of stuff, and for movies and video games and stuff like that. That's how they build all the characters. So it's adding clay. I push a button, I can take away clay, or I can melt. Now, usually when I get to a point where I think it's starting to look like something, that's when I pull the, kind of a magic trigger. I use this. Oops. Okay, I use this way to, this is all made of pixels and polygons and all this kind of stuff. That's the sculpt, that's how it's done on the computer. So what I want to do is clean it up a little bit. I've messed them all up. So I push this button, this will clean it up. Now I could polish it a little bit and do it again. Let's see what we got here.
Oh,
that
my goodness, how cool. It's like a self-cleaning oven.
Yes.
It just cleans it all up for you.
Yeah.
How neat.
So it keeps getting...
Now, how do we make it look like the doll? Do you add the wig? Do you add the skin?
Well, on this, I would take this to the point where I thought it was good enough to print out.
Okay.
And then I would print it out on my digital printer. And, you know, we'd be here all day if I painted it, which I could do, and add hair. You can add something that looks like hair and all that. Let me add eyes real quick. I'm going to leave it like this. Is really, it just bothers me when a doll can't breathe.
Oh, so much better.
Yes.
It's like we can breathe.
Now, of course, I still have a lot to do around the ears and on the side of the head and all that, but that'll give you an idea.
That's amazing.
And then to add, once I got it to the point where I kind of liked it, but the eyes, I didn't really sculpt the eyeball. I just sculpted the bone structure around the eye. I would go to, now what I want to do with this, I want to place the eyeball. So first we have to make it the right size. In real anatomy, the eyeball is bigger than you would think, but in real anatomy, let me get rid of that circle. The eyeball it's higher up here than it is down here, and it sticks out more in the top than it does in the bottom. So you learn that after a few years. But let's turn off the ghosting thing, and then I can just duplicate that. So then I go back to the face and I can sculpt around that eye.
That is so neat. Human faces are not symmetrical. Have you ever made a doll head that wasn't on purpose?
When I drew that way, when I did it in clay, they were always that way because I could never get it right. I'd rather do it this way, have it where both sides are perfectly symmetrical and then go off if I want. But usually for a doll, it can get creepy if it's too far off one side. So I try to keep them pretty symmetrical for a doll. Anyway, that's the basics of how you do it.
I've never seen anything like this. Did you take a class to learn to do this?
Let me see. I've taken one zebra, but most of it was online. You can they're such incredible, and since it is an online sort of thing, and then anytime I run into a problem, like, how do I do that? I can go on YouTube and you bet there'll be a video that says, here's how to do it.
Thank goodness for YouTube, right?
Right?
YouTube's amazing.
I can learn anything with YouTube.
You actually can.
Yes.
There's never been anything I couldn't figure out that YouTube
or Google would. Yeah.
Well, now you're on YouTube with this video after the convention airs. We do put all of our things on YouTube eventually. So thank you so much.
My pleasure.
That was so cool. Did you guys love that? I loved that. How great. All right. Bye.
So long.